Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my studio. This is Paint with Lovejoy. Thanks so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos. And if you're here for a second, third, or fourth time, thank you so much for coming back and getting creative. Alright guys, this is a fun desert painting for my first time painters. So grab your supplies, make sure you turn on your favorite music, and as always, take your progress photos. Now on this one, you are more than welcome to switch out colors. I'm going to be keeping with the warm colors for the desert landscape, but again, full permission to switch out and make this painting your own. I am starting with a mixture of yellow and white. And we're going to place a dot kind of in the top third area, and then we're just going to make that dot bigger. And this is going to be our sun and the center of our background colors. We're going to be radiating, going a little bit darker, as we radiate out from this sun shape. And again, we just kind of placed a dot and then kept making that dot bigger. And you do want a decent sized sun here. So I would say, depending on what size canvas you are, a pretty good sized sun. If you prop it up and look at it from a distance and you go, oh, I can barely see it, make it a little bit bigger before you move on to the next step. And here I just slapped a little bit of white on top of there once I had the shape established. And now we're going in with some of that direct yellow. And we're going to basically put a ring around this, maybe add a touch of orange if you want. There we go, a little bit of yellow orange. And we're going to go right around that initial circle. You can overlap the lighter color just a little bit and do a little bit of blending. And because the prior color is wet and the new color we're introducing is wet, this is called wet on wet blending. And use light pressure where the two colors meet to do soft blending. A lot of times, many of my students actually get into a little bit of finger painting here because it makes it a little bit easier to do the blending. So try both. Try using your fingers with light pressure or try using your brush. And here you can see with that next ring, we actually use that direct orange and just going a little bit darker as we reach the edges of the canvas. So again, just kind of play with this. If you need to grab a different brush that doesn't have any pigment on it, maybe just a touch of water, where the two colors meet with that light pressure, you can soften the line. And again, just try all those different methods, find what's kind of comfortable for you, what's going to work. That's the point of practice. So now we're going to take that orange with a touch of red, tiny amount of red to make a bit of a red orange. You don't want to go too dark because by the time we get to the edges of the canvas, we're going to be using that direct red by itself, so pretty bold. So right now should still be a yellow-orange mixture, or pardon me, it should still be an orange-red mixture. And again, feel free to make this space bigger or smaller than what I'm applying on the video. If you want more red in your canvas, leave more space. If you wanted more yellow in there, feel free to add that. Again, most of my videos are just a guideline to help you along your process, but full permission to switch it up, trust your instincts, and make it something that you want. And we're probably doing about 2 or 3 rings of this, and then now moving into the direct red. And you should see a slight difference between what you were just using and this direct red. And if you need your red to go even darker, you can add some purple to it or a tiny amount of black to go a little bit darker. I would recommend the purple over the black for the background because we will be using some black when we get into the foreground and the silhouette images. And again, if you're on a stretched canvas, please carry these colors around the edge. Makes it look really nice to have that color wrap around the sides when you hang it on the wall. If you forget, you can always paint them a solid color or just leave it as is. On today's painting, I am actually using watercolor, heavy watercolor paper with the edges taped. And this is easier for me to make more videos and not go through a ton of supplies. As well as I'm traveling, this is an easier setup for me to do than carry canvas. So many, many different ways to play with your paint. So pause that video, take a progress photo. You want your background to fully dry before you do this next step. We're going to start putting the landscape formations on there. And I am using the small pointy brush, and we're going to do a mixture of red with a tiny, tiny amount of black for the first kind of rock formation, horizon line, and rock formation in the distance. So it still should be more red than black for your mixture. And we're going to start on that left-hand side, and we're going to go up not quite halfway, a little below halfway. Make a line all the way across. It does not have to be perfectly straight. And then we're going to be using that same color and doing some rock formations. And this is the middle of the desert. I was kind of thinking Monument Valley when I did this, but Sedona and Moab and Bryce and Arches all have very unique and interesting land rock formations, land designs. So feel free, if you want to do something specific, feel free to switch that out and do that here. But again, we're just kind of creating that shape and then filling it in with that red-black mixture. And then we're going to go a little bit further down the horizon line and add another rock formation. Again, yours does not have to match mine exactly. Even if it's more curved or a different formation, we're still going to realize and get the feeling that this is the desert, and these are some very interesting rock formations in the distance. And whether you are following along with what I'm doing or referencing your own image, you are strengthening your power of observation. You are learning to look at something, observe the shape, and then mimic that to the best of your ability on your canvas. And that's pretty much a core foundational skill of art, is strengthening your power of observation and getting more comfortable with your creative process and your tools. So it was a good spot to pause the video, take a progress photo. Again, fully let this dry. And now we're going to be moving into direct black, the straight black, and putting another 2 sets of rock formations in front of these. So we will be overlapping the rock formations on the horizon line, and that is okay. Sometimes in painting, you paint something and then you end up covering it up with another element later. Trust the process, trust your instincts, and you will end up learning a lot and just going, you know what, that turned out pretty cool, even if you're not sure right now if it's going to turn out okay. Like here, again, you can see that I lost that total left-hand side of that rock formation on the horizon line, but that's okay. It is for the greater composition, the greater good of your painting, and it's just how you get your practice. And by layering it like this is also what's giving us the illusion of distance. Also, with having the pure black silhouette closer to us, that's higher contrast, compared to the red-black mixture in the background for the horizon line rock formations, it gives us the illusion that it is kind of fading into the hazy background. So when you do paint, you are a magician. You're creating this illusion of space on a flat surface, this illusion of distance on a flat surface. And again, that's the beauty of painting. You are a magician creating this wonderful space and distance in this landscape. And then we're using that black paint to fill in the remaining area of the outline. And there will be a traceable option with these 2 rock formations laid out. You can purchase that, or again, just pause the video as much as you need as you observe these shapes. And another student tip that came into me, pause the video, take a screenshot, and then you can zoom in closer to see some of the details that may have been a little more difficult to see. And if you have any tips or questions, please feel free to leave comments in the videos, and I will do my best to pass those along to my other students. All right, so moving back down to that pointy brush, we've got a few little elements that we're going to put in there. Some birds in the sky, a few little marks for some of the agaves on the ground. Again, anything that you want to add in here, if you want to Google a silhouette of a horse or a raven or a cowboy on horseback or a Native American, feel free to do that and add that to your painting. Trust your instincts, and if you paint this more than once, that's just great practice. Nothing's wrong with painting the same image over and over. So as we do the agave, they're just little dash marks using light pressure with that pointy brush. If you feel like switching this out and using green paint to do your agave, or even throw some cactus in here, go right ahead and do that. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to paint and get creative with me. Please don't wait too long to do your next one. And until then, cheers.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the process of painting and I hope you are happy with how your paintings turned out. I'm really proud of you for getting creative. As you're uploading these to social media, please tag me at or hashtag paintwithlovejoy or email me your pictures paintwithlovejoy@gmail.com. I really enjoy seeing them. I try to post them on social media to encourage other beginner painters to try the process of painting. But please share this with your community as well. Anybody who is kind of scared to paint, share your experience with them and let them know kind of how much you benefited from it and how much you enjoyed the process. So kind of share the fun. With that being said, if you have any comments, questions, feedback, things that you want me to paint in the future, please leave a comment. I try to respond to everybody as quickly as I can. And any of the future suggestions for paintings, I add that to my production list and get to them as quickly as I can. So in the meantime, please keep getting creative. Let me know how you're doing. And until next time, cheers.